Okay, we are recording. We just left. This whole call is going to be about the convention that we just left, the Believe convention. And you guys, that was probably the most emotionally draining week of my life, but in a really, really good way. That was, knocked my socks off. Always have high expectations for Plexus events and conventions and that kind of thing when we go into them, but I had absolutely no idea what we were actually getting into when we got there. And I left with this overall feeling of crazy conviction that not only are we in the right place at the right time, but I left with this clear-cut vision of what the path that Plexus is taking as a company. And I didn't realize that was a little bit missing in my view of Plexus before. Now I feel like we have just completely stepped into this space of gut health. We are a gut health company, and I can say that with the utmost confidence, whereas before I feel like us ambassadors were promoting that it was a gut health company, but corporate and the ambassadors weren't fully in alignment on that. And now I feel like they just blew this out of the water. And we are the only company doing this type of thing. We are the only company even outside of network marketing, just the only company in the United States so fully focused on the gut health conversation, the microbiome conversation, and the team that the executives have put in place are so incredibly intelligent and so good at what they do and just experts in this area. It just makes me feel incredibly, incredibly confident in everything that we're doing. And I truly feel like Plexus has been building a rocket ship in the back room and not telling us about it, and they just delivered that rocket ship to convention and handed us our businesses in this like neat little package with a bow on it, and all we have to do is run with it. Because if you have taken a step back from the business over the last year, or you have kind of slowed down in what you're doing, you guys, we just got the biggest, largest opportunity to completely relaunch our business, and we just legitimized ourselves as a company through that convention big time. I have never felt so convicted and so excited to go out and share these products and this vision and this business opportunity with people with such conviction that, number one, it's absolutely no questions asked going to help their health, and the future products that are going to come out at Leaders Retreat and over the next couple of years that they talk to us about are going to completely just add to that and knock their socks off. But then not only that, this business has vision. This business is going to take anybody that wants it to diamond, to jewel. And I absolutely believe that with every fiber of my being. Amy, can you share a little bit about what you walked away feeling?
Oh my goodness, yes. So not only what you said, but as far as like knowing exactly where this company is, and I'm sorry guys, like my hair is a hot mess. I let it dry by itself today. I'm looking at myself like I should have put on a hat. I see Steve and I walked away with a true vision for the company. And it's funny because we've always had some people in our mind that we really wanted to lock arms and have as business partners, but we just didn't really take that step yet to reach out and ask them. And now we are. Now we're like, oh, it's game on. It's time. Especially, I know you're going to talk about some of the new changes, but guys, I was telling people the whole week, it's like we were one of the founders of Google. All of us that have been doing this up until now, whether it's been 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever. I feel like we've been a founder of Google, and we've been kind of in like the growing phase and some of the pains and the muck. And now it's like, oh, the heavens have opened up, and now we are rocking and rolling. And this is it. The rocket ship has not taken off yet. We all have our seats, but it is about to take off. Like, this is it. This is our moment.
Oh, and everybody that was there was leaving so excited. We talked to so many of our team members, and just everybody across the board. There was just this electricity and this just energy and excitement from everybody, and this conviction. That's the best word I can think of to describe it, that we know we're going places, and it's just time to run at this point.
And it's hard to capture that feeling and that emotion and just the all of it all without being there. You can't really recreate that. We're going to try to tonight on the call. But guys, this is my third convention. I've been to Phoenix, last year in Las Vegas, we were pretty excited. This year blew last year out of the water. Like, and I kept asking, like, where were all the tissues in the backpacks? Like, we needed tissues. Or I kept getting chills, and it wasn't even like sad tissues. It was like, I am so excited, I can't believe I'm crying kind of thing.
I even cried during the product launch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just, and to see the conviction of our executives, like they want us to be the best of the best, and they're doing it the right way. They're not just trying to sell a product, right? Like they want us to be world class, the best in the world probiotic, the best in the world vitamin. Like, and to hear that and see it, it's amazing.
Oh gosh, yes. So, well, we got so many new tools, and we want to share all the insight that we gained from convention, outside of just the excitement, because there were some very concrete tools that we came back with to help explode our businesses, some new products, everything, and then some stuff coming up on the horizon that we're going to talk to you about. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hold on. Bear with me. Okay. I'm going to go into, like I said, I decided to do a PowerPoint because it was going to just be a little bit easier for you guys to kind of follow along. So obviously we got our 2 new products, Vital Biome and X Factor Plus, and they kind of laid out this new way of talking about the probiotics, or about all of our products, to the weed, seed, and protect, weed, seed, feed, and protect, sorry. And that way of talking about our products to kind of make it easier to understand what each product's role and how they work together. So I'm going to talk about both of the new products right now. So the Vital Biome, I know a lot of you guys are like, okay, but it's a probiotic. Where does ProBio 5 fit into this? And how does this all work together? Well, the Vital Biome and the probiotic the ProBio 5 are both, yes, probiotics, but they serve different purposes. So they work as a sister and brother kind of scenario, kind of situation. So the Vital Biome, that's the new one, and I encourage you guys to do a lot of research on it. It's a really amazing product, really, really unique, and nothing like it in the market space. But it has 8 different strands of probiotics. It has 20 billion microbes in it. And these units, those microbes, are actually colonizing units. So whereas the ProBio 5 doesn't actually colonize in your gut, this is the seed that they talked about. Once it's planted in your gut, it actually grows out and colonizes, which is so, so, so cool, and helps to really restore your gut health and balance. It's a time-release capsule, so they say that when you take it, whereas a normal capsule is going to take about 30 minutes to kind of dissolve into your system, this takes 45. And why that's important is we all know that our stomach acid can, break down things. Well, these are designed to actually pass through, and it's a very, very effective means of getting those probiotics exactly where they need to be. So it's a lot better than a traditional capsule. And not only that, we patented the container that it is coming in as well. And so they can actually guarantee that the Vital Biome is going to be live until the expiration date, as long as it's been stored in that bottle. So that is a very, very cool thing. But what I love most about this, and the reason that I was crying about it, is you guys know, and well, maybe some of you guys don't know, my struggle with depression. Previous to Plexus. Plexus has helped that tremendously, but I've not been able to talk about it. And I think that that's one of the biggest things, is that now with this and the new clinical studies that have come out on the Vital Biome, we are now able to have that conversation. And for me, you guys, those people that with anxiety and depression, they silently suffer with that. That's not something that you put out there and talk about on Facebook, or even talk about with your close friends. A lot of times the only people affected by your anxiety, your depression, your mood issues, all of that, is your immediate family. Even your extended family isn't aware of the struggle that you're dealing with, because it's such a private subject. And for us to be able to bring these testimonies to the forefront and talk to people about this is life-changing. This isn't just weight loss. This isn't even just health. This is mental health kind of impacts every bit of you. And those that struggle really realize this. And we have an ability to not only start that conversation because we have this and we are not bound by the FDA to not talk about it, but we can actually go out there and make an impact and make a difference with this product. And so what the ProBio 5 and the Vital Biome really do work together to help that. But the Vital Biome, physically, like, it directly impacts the decrease in your stress hormones that are released, decrease in anxiety, and it helps to boost your serotonin production and your mood. And you guys, those things are critical, and just it's incredible. Like, I don't have words for the amount of impacts that we're going to have on lives around us because of this product. Now, the way that those two work together, the ProBio 5 still helps with the Candida. This does not diminish anything that the ProBio 5 does, because it is still going in there, and it's an enzyme that helps to, an enzyme in a probiotics that helps to kill off the Candida, that is also related to your stress and anxiety and mood and everything like that, and all the things that we all know that Candida is related to. So this doesn't negate the need for ProBio 5 and the triplex. What it does is it is an extra layer on top of it to take it to the next level. So I hope everybody kind of understands that, and I really, really, really encourage you guys to help with this. Now, I asked Cindy specifically when we did the Diamond meeting after convention, is this going to contribute to additional die-off? Do we need to be worried about that? And she said no. So I love that. She said that the only thing that this might do is in somebody that is not used to taking any kind of probiotics at all, nothing along the gut health line, they may have some of those classic die-off signs, because this doesn't have the antifungals that ProBio 5 does, so it's not going to cause die-off. What it is going to do, though, is start to colonize with the good gut bacteria in your gut. And by that and the ProBio 5, that'll help get that Candida out of there quicker. So in and of itself, is it going to cause die-off? No, it's not. But there is still going to be detoxin issues like that you normally would feel. And those that have not taken a ProBio 5 before, or a probiotic or anything along those lines, of course, they might, experience in that detox. So I just wanted to kind of clear that part up. Now, X Factor Plus. Okay, so I have admittedly not had time to do a deep dive into X Factor Plus, and I want to do that with you guys this week on the team page. So I just want to start out by saying that. But the differences between X Factor and X Factor Plus, from the research that I have been able to do, is that the X Factor Plus has 19 nutrients in it that the X Factor, or 9 extra nutrients in it, sorry, that the X Factor didn't. So it's got the 19 nutrients versus the 10 nutrients that X Factor, the original one, has. It also contains 650% more bioactive forms of the key nutrients that X Factor had. So it's got more in it, and it's more bioavailable to your body. They completely made this new one natural, which is incredible. And the reason that that's important is when you take in synthetic vitamins and when you take in synthetic sources of these things, your body isn't able to use it quite as well as it is able to with the more bioavailable forms of these. And their goal with this is to make the best multivitamin ever out there on the market. And you guys, multivitamins are the single most popular supplement that there is out there. So this is a big deal. I know everybody thinks, oh, a multivitamin, not a big deal. It is a big deal, because the way that the Americans eat nowadays, we're just not getting the nutrients that we should to survive and have a healthy immune system and everything. And it does have that same aloe blend in it. It's got the antioxidants in it and all that kind of stuff. But where it's different is that it has those, it also helps with gut health as well. So it still contains, it's got the extra trace minerals in it and the added polyphenols for the gut health. And they said in the presentation that they did a clinical study on this as well. That's the in vitro study that they were talking about. And what they said on this exact, they did the study on this exact X Factor Plus, like the exact vitamin, the whole thing, everything together. And everything together helped to increase the Lactobacillus by 15 times, the Akkermansia by 9 times, and the Bifidobacterium by 2 times. And I love the fact that it delivers 50 naturally occurring trace minerals, because that's not normal for our multivitamin at all. So very, very, very good for gut health. Very, very good for the community that is unable to process traditional folic acid. There are 39% of the population that actually gets a toxic buildup when they take folic acid, which is the synthetic form. So ours has the 5-MTHF in it instead. And so that's a big deal. Half the population cannot take normal traditional vitamins. Everybody can take this. So that's huge. So I talked a little bit before. I just wanted to lay this out for you guys so that you see kind of how this all works together. You guys, this is going to be my new combo that I'm going to be trying to get everybody eventually on. Maybe not straight off the bat, depending on their situation, but this is ultimately the ultimate gut health regimen that we want to get people on. So we've got the weed part, which is the ProBio5 and BioCleanse. So think of it, pulling out all that yucky candida and everything from their gut. The seed part, where you send in those colonizing probiotics into your gut so they can flourish and grow that garden. The feed, which is the prebiotics that's in the Slim, and of course all the other amazing benefits that the Slim has, but then that helps to feed and kind of water it so that the vital biome can grow in your gut. And then the Protect, which with the X Factor Plus. So I wanted to kind of use that as a means of showing you guys how this all works. So next, going on to the tools that we got. You guys have, I hope a lot of you guys have started to play around with Lexi. It is an incredible, incredible app. But the Lexi deadline to get that $15 off for the quarter is June 6th. So if you guys have not downloaded Lexi, go and download it now, and I'll give you that website on the next page. But basically what I love about it is it piles right on top of Rank Up Roadmap, and it helps you guys to not only follow up with prospects, follow up with customers. It's not just about ranking up. Like Lexi is like your own little personal assistant, and she helps you to determine the exact right times to follow up with somebody, helps you to determine exactly what you should be doing if you've got a customer taking triplex, if you've got a prospect, helps you deliver information to them. If you've got an ambassador that's on the slow route or the fast route, they're going to put a walk track in there. I talked to Sarah Bjorgard this morning, and the walk track for ambassadors and the Rank Up Roadmap is not there because there's 3 different levels. There's walk, run, and sprint for the Rank Up Roadmap for ambassadors to silver. So the walk one has not been added, but it's coming. So just side note there. But you guys can add that screen right there, right here, is where you kind of add your contact in, and then you can go down to right here and you can add in the main track. And if you click on that main track, it's going to show you the different tracks for ambassadors or different tracks for customers that you guys can choose. And then you'll go on to here, and you can see all of your contacts, see where they are at in there. If you click not on that screen but on a different screen, you can see exactly what to say to your person, and then a video about that specific track and what it is. It's really, really neat. And then here on this main page, you can see exactly what's coming up next for this Jack person. You know, he's and you can look and you can pull that little arrow right there and see exactly what it's going to be. So you guys, this doesn't bombard people with unnecessary stuff, and you can really use it to effectively kind of look through and see exactly what you can do. And then it sends you as the sponsor information on, hey, maybe you should call Jack today and see, you know, check in on him. Maybe you should call Jack today and help him with his 15 contacts that he's supposed to be writing for, you know, his road to silver, that type of thing. Also, let's go on to the next one. So the Rank Up Roadmap, I obviously was a key person in helping develop this system. And you guys, this is going to be so robust. It is not fully in, because we had to put it in a kind of a limited version in this new back office. But when our new back office Genesis comes out, which I'm going to talk about here in a few seconds, When that comes out, it's going to be even more robust. So what you're seeing now is kind of the bare bones version of what we did. There's going to be the 3 paces that you can choose, and those 3 paces are being delivered to your new ambassadors via email when they sign up. So they can choose the I just want to get my products paid for, they can choose the like slower run, and then they can choose the sprint, which has information on going like silver in 7 days in it, and fast start gold, and all of that. So this Rank Up Roadmap delivers so much helpful content for both the sponsor, because you forget, especially, so those of us new just signing up and we don't know how to get anybody to silver, this helps lead you through that process and see like, oh, I should be talking to her about this now. I should be helping her develop her why, and all that type of stuff. But then for those of us that are more seasoned in this as well, it takes us back to the beginning. The way that I run my business now as a diamond ambassador is very different than I ran my business as a silver. And you forget those very basic things that you need to be teaching. So this Rank Up Roadmap is going to be absolutely so helpful for everybody. Amy's got dogs. It's going to be so helpful for everybody to kind of get from point A to point B. And I want you guys to pay special attention to the time management piece that is in each step on the Rank Up Roadmap. So as your rank is unlocked, pay attention to that piece, because what I do as a diamond is not necessarily what you should be duplicating as a gold and senior gold and ruby and everything like that. If I'm doing these huge training calls and everything like that, write on mine. Follow what the Rank Up says. You don't necessarily have to be doing all that, So it's really just going to be a great tool. And I'm begging you guys, this is how I want you guys to use these 2 tools right now. And I'll go into more detail on the team page. I really want everybody on the team using these tools to go silver themselves this month. Get familiar with the tools. Get familiar with Lexi. Get familiar with the Rank Up Roadmap, because this is the single best source of duplication that we have going forward. And it's going to make our lives so easy, and it's going to make our lives it's going to be so easy to duplicate as long as we use these tools. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to plug in your people, your level 1s to Lexi, get them on the sprint run group if they've been around for a long time, get your newbies plugged in, but play with the Lexi app so you know exactly how it works. But I really want your focus right now to be getting all of your level 1s plugged into Lexi and get them going on some sort of pace, and then using it. When it says to follow up with them, follow up with them. When it says to help them make their list of contacts, make their list of contacts. You know what I mean? It's going to be just an incredible tool. So now I'm going to talk, and I'm doing my best to talk quickly through all this, because Amy's got a lot of great content to talk about too. But you guys, this is like an answer to prayers. I never thought back office technology would make me cry at convention. But it did. This new back office, I was one of the people that had the wonderful opportunity to go and test it. So I've actually played around with it, and it is incredible. I love it. They're gonna be making some tweaks here and there, but it is legit. It is very, very good. This is the new landing page that you'll get to. And then you guys, look at the top right here. So where it says first stop, let's shop, and then build your subscription, and then last step, you guys, our sign up process is 3 steps now.
Yes.
3 steps. Like how ridiculous. It's like,
you know what I love about this? I love that they took all year, like they knew we needed something, right? But they didn't just shotgun something out. They took all year. They looked at all vendors. They looked at Nordstrom, Amazon, Lululemon. They looked at all these great ones and decided none of them are as good as what we need. So they built their own, and they took the best of all of these things, and we built it in-house, which is just incredible.
And so it's exactly what we need, and it's simple. We always say keep it simple. This is simple. You're not going to have to send those graphics to people to sign up. It's going to be intuitive. They're going to know exactly how to do it. Like, go click join, and here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love this right here, because it even talks about what a subscription is. So we're moving away from convenience order to subscription, because that's kind of the buzzword in the industry. Subscription is what everybody is after. They did a lot of research, psychological research, and everybody is familiar with the word subscription, from Amazon orders to those Ipsy boxes to, everything. People love subscriptions. They love subscription boxes. So that is what we're doing it. So, and it talks about exactly what it's all about. and that you can change it, you can remove, you can, no obligation to it. I love the wording that they've used. And then they even put, you know, what their favorite subscriptions are down there.
Yep.
So one of the best things too, because I know there's been tons and tons of confusion because our subscriptions have never said what the month date was. It was just like, oh, I'm going to pick the 25th, and you had no idea which month yours was actually coming on next. So now it's a very, very clear March 25th. This is when it's coming. Click next, you know, that kind of thing. But you guys, this is one part that's just absolutely amazing. And I know I'm spending a lot of time on the sign up process, but it's been giving us a lot of issues over the past year. And it's just so cool how simple it is now. So you can have multiple subscriptions in your back office, and you can see exactly what they are right here. So I love that. And then up here, you can have multiple addresses, which I know has been a huge issue for a lot of us. You can have your home as a primary, you can ship something to somebody else, whatever. Like, you can do all of this within your address book. And then down here, you can have multiple credit cards and easily have them as a backup, have them as your primary, what have you. And what's not shown here, which is probably my favorite part of this, PayPal is involved. PayPal is an option. Woo! So as soon as the new back office comes out, our customers and our ambassadors can use PayPal to pay for their products, which would be incredible. And then at the end, when they go to checkout, you can see exactly how much you've saved, which is a great thing. It just provides that validation to them to say, oh my gosh, okay, thank goodness I chose that welcome pack. I saved X amount, you know, on that. And then even on their subscriptions, they can see just how much they are saving and just how good of a deal it is. So absolutely love that. And then in your actual main back office, this is what our new dashboard is going to look like. And I'll kind of go through it, but you can see immediately whether your backup order is on, you can see how much PV you have, all of that kind of stuff. But look at this. So I'm going to focus on this. So this ambassador tab is open right now. You can see exactly that your team size has 3,873 ambassadors in it, but your active ambassadors are 1,256. So you can gauge that easily each and every month. But then not only that, look over here. This is obviously not entirely accurate for the kind of rank that you would be going for with 3,000 ambassadors on your team, but it's obviously somebody is gunning for gold. So your points last month were 53. Your points right now are 87, and your goal is 100 because you're aiming for gold. I love this because you can immediately see exactly where you stand, exactly what you need to work on, and exactly what your goal is. And then in the last part of this, it gives a 12-month snapshot. This is in your genealogy, a 12-month snapshot of what your team has been doing from a PV perspective, from a points perspective, everything from the ambassadors added, all of that, those key measures. And then if you click on here on these names, it will pull up and it will show you exactly what Amy Welch, how her team is doing, how many ambassadors she has added, how many points she's at, if she's going for a rank, is she close to rank. There's even spots in this where you can pull up your ambassadors and see who is close to rank, who you need to reach out to, and who, you know, you need to help cheer on to rank. So
it seriously makes me cry. Like, this is what made me cry. Like, I can't even.
I know. It actually kind of fires our data analysts that we've had to
I know. My husband is out of a job. Poor guy.
It's great, though. So it's going to just help us manage. All of these tools are going to help us manage our businesses so much better. I'm going to turn it over to Amy now to talk about the rest.
All right. You know, and so much more free time, too. I'm not going to have to, like, go line by line and column by column. I'm just so excited. So a couple things, though, guys. One thing I want you guys to do, you have got to take the initiative on yourself to go and learn about these new products. Go in the back office and look at the shareables. We don't have a screen up. There's like 12 new shareables just about X Factor Plus. They talk about how Americans eat crap. They talk about how many Americans take a vitamin. Like, you really, guys, you need to go and educate yourselves. You know, and plus that way you're not asking a ton of questions, right, on the team page. Go learn it. Corporate has been amazing. I know that we've not had these resources before. The info sheets on each of these products are 6 pages long. Like, so definitely.
They have the clinical studies and everything on there.
Yeah, the clinic, like, everyone keeps asking about the clinical studies. I'm like, they're on the info sheet. Like, go read the info sheet. So definitely go check it out. Watch the videos. They put awesome videos together. It's all there. It's all there for us. So The other awesome announcement that I just love that they announced at convention is Leaders Retreat. Guys, Leaders Retreat this year is in Orlando. It's at the Gaylord Palms Resort. Look at those pictures. Check it out. Now, if you have never been to Leaders Retreat before, it is amazing. If you have been, you know Plexus always puts on a party. And I gotta admit, as amazing as convention is, this is my favorite. Like, Leaders Retreat is my favorite. It's intimate, you have free time, and it's all about spoiling their ambassadors, right? So it's not exclusive to anyone. Anyone can earn Leaders Retreat. Doesn't matter what your rank is. Anyone can earn it. So I want everyone right now on the call to say, I will be at Leaders Retreat. Put it on your calendar for October, all right? I'll tell you, my very first year, I had just ranked senior gold at convention, and that's when they announced the Leaders Retreat contest. And I, of course, because Sarah was like, yes, you want to earn this. I actually earned the second highest prize. I earned the big check, and I was senior gold when it started. So everyone can earn this, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And every single year I have silver ambassadors, silver, not gold, at Leaders Retreat. Like, they are currently silver and they have earned Leaders Retreat while we're at Leaders Retreat. This is for everyone.
Yes. And we will have we'll have a call to talk specifically on how to get there, but you just need to know right now on this call that you're going to do it and believe that you're going to earn it, right? Because you guys can be there. You do not want to miss out. Trust me. This will be my third one. You definitely don't want to miss out. It's so much fun. It's just amazing. Heather, she earned it last year as a silver, she said. Like, anyone can go. So a couple other things I wanted to share, guys, that they talked about, they talked about the theme was believe. It was believe. So they talked a lot about bringing your own belief, right? BYOB, bring your own belief. And you guys, you cannot let your belief, if it's negative, become your truth, because your beliefs become your truth. And so they talked a lot about do not let someone else's belief become your truth. You have to stop it. Right? We all have beliefs already about ourselves, about others, about the opportunity. We might think maybe we're not smart enough, we're not rich enough, we're not pretty enough, we don't have enough Facebook friends, we're not extroverted enough. You have to stop that. Because one thing that I love about convention, when I see all of those people up on the stage, when I see all the emeralds, the sapphires, the diamonds, when I see the people who won top recruiter prize. Hi, baby. Did you have fun at the store? Mommy's on a call. If you sit on the couch, okay? Is that the only thing that makes them different from the rest of us is that they could believe they could do it, okay? There's no silver bullet. You just have to believe it. But then, they did talk a lot about the key to this business, and it was kind of eye-opening for me that I realize I'm somebody who gets in the whirlwind of the day-to-day. But if you want to be successful, you have to have three things beyond belief: consistency, routine, and discipline. That's it. That's what sets the Sarah Taylors and the other diamonds apart from the rest of us, because they work their business like a business every single day, whether they felt like it or not. Because I'm sure Sarah Taylor's gotten up and not been in the mood to work her business, but you know what? She believed she was going to be a diamond. Now she believes she's going to be diamond ruby, and she does it anyway. And so that, to me, is something that I realize that's something all of us can do. You get up and you work your business and you believe you're going to be that next rank. The other thing they talk about is positivity breeds positivity. And I really love this one. What, honey, I'm on a call, baby. Okay, go get daddy. Sorry. So they talk about how positivity breeds positivity. And I thought this was really relevant, especially for those of us who maybe were around last year during, and the year before with back office apocalypse. Are you the lighthouse for your team? Are you the lighthouse for your people? So like when someone brings you an issue, whether it's a customer or it's an ambassador on your team, or they bring you a complaint, what is your first initial thought? If it's frustration or negativity or panic in your mind, then you're not the lighthouse for your team, right? You need to be that lighthouse. And that kind of falls into what they talked a lot about with BYOB, bring your own brand. And so I love this. We'll probably do separate calls on it, but everyone knows you sell Plexus. You just have to post about Plexus one time. Everyone knows you sell Plexus. That's not what your brand is. What is your brand? If you sent a stranger to your Facebook page, what would they see? Could they name 3 things outside of Plexus that you love? right? Because your brand follows you everywhere. And it's your brand is what you're selling, not Plexus. If people fall in love with your brand, they will buy whatever you are selling, okay? So just be thinking about that. Your brand follows you everywhere. When you're at a Plexus event, do you skip sessions? Do you not show up? Do you walk around with your head down, right? What about when you're at the grocery store? Or how are you all of the time, right? That is your brand. And I really think a lot of us, especially our newbies, we can help them form their brand on Facebook. I know over the past few months, I'm seeing a lot of graphics and people just throwing up graphics and wanting people to buy the new product, try the new Slim. Here's a great graphic. That's not what's going to get us the results we want, right? So I think we really need to think about maybe have some more team things on building your own brand and really how to share Plexus that way. And then the other thing they talked about is, does your brand line up with the Plexus brand? Because if you're sharing health and happiness now and you're sharing gut health, but you're walking around smoking and you're eating cheeseburgers 7 days a week, that doesn't line up with your brand, right? You're not being true to your brand. So posting is key. Everyone's always watching you. So really think about what your brand is. The other thing they talked about a lot is BYOB, bring your own business. And I think sometimes maybe it's easy to get into a rut where people think if I just post on Facebook, that counts as working my business. Or if I am on the team page and I tag a couple people, that counts as working my business, but it doesn't. So being consumed with Plexus and being busy are two different things. You don't want to be consumed, right? You want to be busy, but you want to be intentional. You want to have intentional action. And the other thing is, as you grow your team, whether you have one person or you have 3,000 people, you have to kind of live that example, whether you like it or not, of Plexus freedom, setting boundaries, but also know that, Sarah Taylor's boundaries and her definition of Plexus freedom is different than mine. I might be okay with working 8-hour Plexus days, 4 days a week. Somebody else may not be okay with that, right? So just because someone else's Plexus freedom and their boundaries aren't yours, that's okay, but you have to set your own and you have to know what that looks like because you don't want to get burnt out. So, Carrie Wilkerson talks a lot about having a meeting with your shareholders. Your shareholders are who you live with, your husband, your spouse, your partner, your kids. Who do you need to have that shareholder meeting with about your Plexus business and set those boundaries and decide okay, Mama wants to go to Diamond. Steve and I have had this talk. Mama wants to go to Diamond. I am going to be very busy so many evenings out of the week. Are you okay with that? And if they're okay with it, then I don't have to worry about being busy during the week and feeling guilty, right? So definitely have those conversations with your shareholders. And then they talked a lot too about failing to plan is planning to fail. And sometimes, though, we actually need to teach our new ambassadors how to plan. They don't even know, right? It's just not something that's intuitive to people. So sit down with them, help them plan what they need to do. Like what Sarah Taylor just said. If you're going for silver, you don't need to be doing all the things I'm doing as I'm pushing for diamond. Or if you're pushing for silver, you don't even need to be in all of the threads and things that I have for my team. Right? And so sometimes we have to help people realize that. If you're pushing for senior gold, you just need to recruit and help your people get to silver. You don't need to be running your own team calls and videos and doing all that, right? But sometimes we don't teach our people how to set up those plans. But goal setting, they talked a lot about goal setting. And I know we'll probably have some additional things on Team Taylor. But one thing that Sarah's already done that I've started doing on my team page that I love that goes along with this planning and setting a goal and keeping it simple, we've kind of scaled back everything and made it really easy, right? Have you guys noticed the past 2 months, she's done the calendar and the calls are on Sunday night, happy hours on Thursday, really keeping it back to the basics, because I think sometimes while we have all of these amazing tools and launch parties and things, that's not what we need to be successful, right? When I started, when Sarah started, Amanda, when a lot of people started, we didn't have any of these tools. We just shared our passion. And we are perfectly set up right now, guys, to get back to sharing that passion. With these new products, we don't even need all of these other amazing tools we have. We just got to get out there and share how amazing, and I'm talking amazing, these products are. If people could get to Diamond on the original Slim and Triplex, we sure as heck can get there with all of these new products. So I couldn't see the chat as it was coming here.
So yeah, absolutely. Sorry. I just completely lost my voice. I could not agree more with everything she said. And this is the year. And the shareholders thing is huge. I was just posting in the chat that Gavin and I, when I first started, and we caught the vision kind of early on together, because I went to convention a month after I started Plexus, and I was just all in. And so I had that conversation with him way back then, and we decided that we were going to treat this as a business from day one, and that that was the decision that was right for us and what we wanted, because we valued our family time above all else, and we saw the handwriting on the wall that this could bring us time freedom. And so that was what we were after the whole time. And so now our whys have evolved, and I want you guys to really think about your whys over these next couple months in this run to Leaders Retreat, and whether or not you want to go for a Leaders Retreat, and where you're at in your business, and where you're at like with wanting this out of Plexus. We want to meet every single one of you guys where you're at. So if you're not one that wants to go diamond, I'm not here to make you go diamond, but you work your business in the terms that you want to. And the other thing I said in the chat was that it's really, really important that we remember when we're selling Plexus, because this is a sales organization, that we are talking, posting, having conversations, everything like that with a different intent behind it. We need to have the intent to help, not the intent to sell. That comes across very, very differently. So if you have the intent to sell somebody on products or sell somebody on an opportunity, and you don't have that connection to them with the fact that you want to sell them on this opportunity because you actually want to help them with their finances, or you want to sell them on these products because you want to help them with their depression that they're dealing with, those kinds of things. Those are different conversations, and those come across very, very differently. You become a consultant as opposed to a salesperson. So that was one of the big things that it kind of like, I didn't have the verbiage quite for that before, and it really brought that front and center.
And what?
Go ahead.
One thing along that line too is you always want to be posting for your current network of people that don't know anything about Plexus. And I think it's easy when we've been doing Plexus now, even if you've only been doing it for 2 months, but you think about Plexus 24 hours a day, you already know everything about it, right? You have to post as if the consumer knows nothing, and always be posting for that new person you added on Facebook, not the person that's been watching you for 3 years. Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to stay true to your brand as well, with that as well, and you want to draw people in. So that branding conversation that we had in our breakout session, those breakout sessions, by the way, were incredible. If you know somebody went to a breakout session that is your same rank, reach out to them, see if you can get some information from them, because that knocked my socks off. I'm diamond, and I was sitting in the diamond breakout session thinking like, okay, what are we going to learn? You guys, we never stop learning. We absolutely never stop learning. And I have reached tons of leadership lids, as I call them, along the way, where I think I know everything. And then I keep, I bust through that lid, and it opens up a whole new world more. You guys talk to the people that went to those breakout sessions that were in your thing. It changed my business. It changed it. I implore you, and I wish I could go and sit back in the senior gold one, because I'm trying to go to Ruby on my reentry position. And even then, like, it's just different at each and every rank. You want to remember that, and you want to think of the things that you should be focusing on, to get you there. So everybody's like, the breakout session changed my business in the chat. But I think that's about all I had. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Amy? I did not for this one, Okay. And is there anything else you have to add for your other topics? No, Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. And honestly, Leaders Retreat. I want that front and center in your head right now. I want you guys working on this, the Lexi app, get that downloaded, and Rank Up Roadmap. Run through it yourself this month. Let's commit to all go silver this month and all be silver stars, but using those tools, because it's a fresh perspective from the women that I worked with on the Rank Up Roadmap, they are genius at this business. Genius. It's the top of the top. Mood Chakay winners in there. Like, these people are incredible, and they have so much knowledge. So you've got to use those tools. It's going to be the single best way to duplicate to your team, to use those tools. So thank you guys. Get everybody plugged into Lexi, and let's run. Let's have an amazing June. We just had the best month we've ever had last month. So I'm expecting big things. I love you guys. I will see you guys soon. We're Amy and I, stay tuned for a How to Get to Leaders Retreat call. We're going to do a lunch and learn, to be determined, someday this week. So keep your eye on the team page for that. Bye.
Bye, guys.